Welcome everyone to Coteries of New York, a new Vampire the Masquerade game that is a visual novel that I'm going to be playing through and showing you all the cool stuff of, with big red-headed mama vampire who is wiping blood off her mouth, but also eating an apple. So did she bite herself, or is the apple full of blood? I'm very confused. Let's find out in the new game. I played a little bit of this, and the most important thing when you start off is trying to decide exactly which clan we're going with. I hate the Ventrue so much. They're the worst, but also her haircut is really great. She reminds me of the comic book artist lady from Spaced. I don't know if that's important at all. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas. I love his soul patch. Not the soul. I love his little scruff on the bottom of his chin. I'm gonna go with Brujah, because if anyone... Eric? No. Eric the Vampire? No. We're going to be Faldungara. I've got... for no reason other than I decided that. Faldungara, the Brujah. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back when I was human, I would have told you it was just superstitious bullshit, that we were all designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened at the very same place you're standing right now, by the way. Fate, you decide. Bwom, bwom, bwom. Mystery. Is he wearing a dragon? A dragon? I wish he was wearing a dragon. Is he wearing a dressing gown? Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen for a little longer. You see, my mistake was I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in the eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within me and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided it would fit me much better than a dressing gown. She was a 9th generation kindred, just like you. An apex predator. She probably enjoyed showing me a peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. Oh, I said that word wrong. Whatever. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be going through a lot of text. I'm not gonna be reading all of it, but I am certainly going to be showing you all the cool decisions. I'm interested in how the vampire powers come into it, what the politics are, what decisions we'll have to make, and all that fun stuff. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate, a message saying you're eternally doomed to being at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it, if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead right now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be a day of some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. But it is so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much. Don't get that wrong. But it is precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I'd trust to do the job well, and without attracting attention. Who is this? Who am I? Where am I going? Is this my player character? Probably not. Question mark, question mark, question mark is a spooky mofo. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think you won't get away with it unpunished. But this is New York, and I don't know about the other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. I want to know! This is how it begins. The music is pounding and your pulse is keeping pace. This is one of those nights that makes you feel alive, even though it started with you feeling dead. First came the messy breakup. Then realization nobody to talk to about it, how much it sucked. Still, you decided to roll with the punches. There's punching and breakups? That sounds about right. And there's a little weenie. Statue weenie. And disembodies arms jumping out of the crowd. It's weird. But these backgrounds are so cool. I don't think I've seen a visual novel with this much gumph going on and all the lights and stuff. That's really cool. But I think this is my Brujah. One Facebook search for local events later and you found just the thing for your malaise. A short subway ride and you'll find yourself at the club just outside Dumbo? Should have named my character Big Ears. Not a fancy one, mind you. More like a slightly refurbished warehouse. But hey, at least the drinks are cheap. The DJ seemed to really know his shit too, alternating between cutting-edge industrial techno and classic Detroit crowd pleasers, expertly feeling out everyone's mood. An hour passes, then two. Usually you'd feel awkward coming to a place like this alone, but tonight you find something soothing in joining the crowd, blending in, even as you allow the beat to take over. Just allow it to happen. We're going places, dude. Sweat, yours, other people's, soaking through your shirt and pants in a matter of minutes. This is a game by Americans, because if sweat was soaking into my pants, that would be super uncomfortable. My underwear, young man. You leave your sweaty I'm not doing your laundry. Everyone in this club needs their laundry doing. That's the first place my mind goes. A thought pops into your head. From the outside, the fully packed club must seem like a stuffy, smelly nightmare. It's clearly me standing on the outside, telling them to keep the noise down. But here in the thick of it, it becomes exhilarating. And you're not even on a pill tonight. No birth control. There's this Latina chick whose curves are accentuated by the light dress clinging to her body, and she keeps bumping into you. Something tells you it only seems incidental. Yeah, it's a good night. You wish it could last forever, because you know all too well what the next day holds. Waking up, getting dressed to work, the commute, the 9-to-5 grind that will make you just enough money to pay the rent, and keep living in your overpriced shithole of an apartment. Oh my god, this game is too real. And with Jessica moving out, it'll all be coming out of your pocket. You run some quick calculations in your head and immediately come to regret that you did. Never mind, you spot the Latina again. She is now next to another guy, hitting it off. Your chance of not going to bed alone, gone. Just like that. Fuck. Or the opposite of that. Your mood temporarily shot down, you leave the dance floor and stumble your way to the filthy bathroom, take a look in the mirror and start to wash your face. Obsessively? Well, I guess my chance of monetizing this video is gone. There's been curses and swears, and not in the fun kind of witchy curse way. Thanks, video game. A voice from the past echoes in your mind. Citizen slave cobalt blue? I've no idea what that is. But also, I've never felt like this with anyone. Seriously, I mean it. I feel like all of my relationships up to this point were test runs, a shitty way to compensate for my low self-esteem. Well, but a memory. I don't know, but this feels right, finally. Shut up, Jess. This was the craziest fucking day of my life. God, I need a smoke. Pass me the light. What do you mean, cops took the lighter? There's one in your mouth. Just shut the hell up. This is not you, not anymore. Oh, fuck off. This is so like you, acting like some sort of Clint Eastwood wannabe. I really, really need you to open up. But I'm a cowboy. Men don't have feelings. You think you're impressing people with this tough guy act? Fuck you. I know how broken you really are. You need therapy. No, I need vampirism. Give me the vampirism. Yeah. Now that sounds like the Jessica of today. You raise your head and look into the mirror. You tried to smile, but all you can muster is a self-pitying grin. And there she is, the Latina from before. Whoa! She's all painty and fuzzy. What's going on with that? She says you look like you need a drink. You hesitate for a second or two, then blurt out an enthusiastic, "Yeah, I would love a drink. Hello, sexy lady." You start to talk. It quickly becomes evident that she's into politics, and you are eager to please. You might be a corporate drone, but you spend a lot of evenings reading theory. Actual theory. Not bastardized Twitter cliff notes. not those drill tweets. And organising for all manner of causes online. The status quo sucks. There must be something better. She agrees. You seem to subscribe to the same progressive political theories, have compatible ideas about the DSA's missteps, even watch the same YouTube channels. Oh no! Well, that's me. Welcome, vampires, to the super not political YouTube channel I made. Your goals are aligned. Vampire lore videos are all you watch. She's a bit more radical than you'd have guessed. You attended a few rallies, been to a few protests, but this girl sounds like she broke her share of faces and kicked more than a couple of cops in the nuts over the course of her activist career. Her zeal is infectious. She taps into pent-up anger that you didn't know you had. The noisy club stops working for you. Both. So you hit the streets. Just as you're leaving, the DJ starts playing All the Things She Said by Tattoo. Of course. All the things she said running through my head. This is not what that sounds like, game. But I'm willing to save us both a copyright claim. We've already demonetized this. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Thank you for sparing me that. You chuckle to yourself, trying not to slip into that bad headspace. She chuckles along with you. It's chilly outside, but soon enough you find yourself too invested in listening to the girl's voice to care about anything else. You realise you've been holding hands for a while. You realise she's been drinking from your face. The subway car is empty, save for a stoic middle-aged couple and a drunk staring intently at his own feet. Plenty of room to stretch out. And yet, she sits right next to you. You can feel her thigh pressed into yours, her breath on the side of your neck. Oh my goodness. You can maybe see her ankles. Scandalous. Maybe it's the booze talking, but you distinctly hear a voice asking if she'd like to crash at your place. I've got a better idea, she says. At this point, you're down for anything as long as it lets you spend just a few more minutes with her. She takes you to a sleazy motel in the Bronx. Trading a few words with the balding, tired-looking guy at the front desk, he hands her a key. Still holding your hand, the woman leads you up the stairs. The room you end up in is almost comically stereotypical, complete with flaking paint and a sticky floor. Not that it matters, though. The moment you step through the door, she's on you. She's literally balancing on your head. You try to take the lead, but she's having none of it. Before you know it, you feel the rickety bed pressed against your back. It's sloppy, fun, fierce. And not once does she lose the initiative. Damn it, she must have rolled better than me. Goddamn dexterity. Your hands reach under her t-shirt. Strange, it didn't look like she was cold outside, but now her skin feels eerily cold. You prick yourself on the pointy bits. As if sensing your confusion, she slaps your hand off of her. She kisses your neck. You are overwhelmed by the sensation. And then, oops, I'm a vampire. Womp womp. I would kind of love to see a comedy vampire, but I also love the grittiness. It's good. The taste of liquid fire and smoke on your tongue. You shouldn't eat cigarettes. Stop it. Her voice saying, sorry kid, I did what I had to leave the city in one piece. But don't worry, with my blood and your principles, you're gonna do just fine. So is this the woman the spooky shadow was talking to? She slams the motel door room behind her as she leaves. You lie helpless on the soiled, pungent mattress for some time. Minutes, hours. Before you can focus enough to try and piece together your evening, it hits you. The big hunger in the big apple. It grips you by the throat and makes your insides shrivel in terror. It's an all-encompassing emptiness that throws you on all fours. You crawl for a while, squirm on the floor in sundering pain, then jump to your feet and bust out the door. You black out. Oh dear. Well, sorry everyone that I ate. This room isn't the one you... This isn't the room you saw when you last closed your eyes. What? Oh, and again, someone curses at you, a small naked buff dude holding a short leather whip. Oh, I got into some kinky stuff while I blacked out. Whoa, what a goofy motherfucker. He throws a punch. He yells out several slurs. He hits you in the jaw. You black out again. I got knocked out by a dominatrix. The guy isn't moving anymore. There's blood on his neck. There's blood on his arms. There's blood on the floor. There's blood everywhere. Ah! We're a vampire now. We are the Brujah. Wow. Whoever did this is one sick puppy. You realize you're sitting on top of his corpse. You hear a whimper. Someone else is there. A woman, her arms tied to the bed frame, an eye mask over her face, red marks on her back. This time you see it happen. You want to stop it, but can't. She almost manages to get a scream out, but it dies in her throat as you bite into the side of her neck. You drink blood. You're drinking blood. Gross. This ain't Halloween. You could swear you feel her life force escaping her body, entering yours. Suddenly terrified, you tear away from her. She's not moving, but she's breathing. There's barely a mark on her neck. The guy on the floor, though. Whoops. Tore him a few new holes. You double over in a spasm, realizing what you did. You feel like throwing up, but can only gag. Panic sets in as another realization dawns on you. Your heart is not beating. You put 2 fingers over your wrist, but feel no pulse. Same thing on your neck. Nothing. There is no breath coming out of your mouth. You have to get out. Get someone to call an ambulance. I really need a drink, though. Ah, but it's blood. No! The fourth wall. For yourself, at least. Probably too late for the dude on the floor. Did you really kill him? What a mess. You look up. The door to the room is ajar. A tall, handsome, broad-shouldered man fills the entire frame. He brushes an imaginary speck of dirt of his perfectly tailored suit. Call 911! I accidentally bit a dude. Why did I call my character something stupid? Never mind. Hey man, you gotta help me. Call 911. So that you get arrested and reported as a jail suicide within the next 24 hours? Because that's the only way that plays out, son. He surveys the room, not moving an inch from where he's standing. He shakes his head in mock concern. Murder, assault, that's 25 to life if you're lucky. But since you're not, it's a death sentence. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Lucky for you, it's been a slow night. Otherwise I might not have gotten here in time. Come on. The sun comes up in a few hours. You don't want to be around here when it does. Fuck you, man! You're wearing a suit, which means I don't trust you. You're the... Hey! Fuck you, man, I'm not going anywhere with you. An angry scowl appears on his face. Language, whelp. I feel like giving him a very posh, foppish voice. But maybe not. The man approaches you and starts talking. His tone remains unnaturally calm. Oddly enough, you find it both soothing and slightly unnerving. Now listen to me. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you, and going by experience, they tend to fall into 2 categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission. The troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, likely dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. It's one of my true weakness. It's my one true weakness, one that inspired me to come up with the 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations, but cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. And he's talking as he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of a theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes and you're out. Say, "I understand, sir." Now. You've never been too eager to bend the knee to anyone, but this is something else. The man's very presence instills a primal fear in your heart. Let's go with fuck you, sir. With all due respect, sir, go fuck yourself. Strike 2. And watch that language. Whoa! Strike 2? When was strike 1? Oh no. Moving on, is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're alright. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason the sight sends a chill down your spine. There is something very wrong about him. Someone someone closet to you? Someone closest to you. Lie out your... that might be 3 strikes? Oh, no. Yeah, whatever. My ex-girlfriend, she sucked. She was awful. So if she dies, whatever. Jessica, my ex-girlfriend, she kind of hates my guts, but yeah, I suppose it would be her. Stranger gives you a puzzled look and decides to prod further. Closest person in your life hates your guts. This time, something resembles a look of pity. He turns his eyes to the corpse on the floor. When it rains, it pours, I suppose. Well, if you'd like to ruin her day and let her know you're all right, give me her phone number. Have someone take care of it. Discreetly, of course. What? You hand him your smartphone so he can copy the number from your list of contacts. Thank you, this will be useful in illustrating my next point. Instead of giving you back your phone, the man hides it in his pocket. From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. You are forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. In fact, if anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them. He interrupts his monotone recitation and stares deep into your eyes. So unless you want your girlfriend to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate. Good, it's got something on me already. I was an idiot. I should have just lied. I probably would have gotten my stuff kicked in. He proudly displays his fangs again. You put Jess in danger. I can only hope that you care for her enough not to do anything selfish. His words are meant to imply otherwise, but by now it's obvious. He hates your guts as much as you hate his. He's itching for a fight, and you're almost willing to oblige. I'm a Brujah! He looks like, I'm guessing Toreador? I'm guessing Vontru, maybe? I don't know, but either way, he's probably way stronger than my character. I mean, that's not going to stop me. Alright, I think there's enough lecturing for today. We're on a bit of a schedule here. Just so we're clear, I have the authority to end you right here, right now. This is not an idle threat. So are you going to play along, or do we have to do it the hard way? I want to punch him. I'm going to get proper into the Brujah. Call for help? Not my style. Follow the stranger? Not my style. Bam! You throw out a punch, hoping to stagger him and run out of the room. You can see it coming a mile away. His hand shoots up and grabs yours by the wrist. He's so no! Come on! I need... If anyone has played... If anyone has played... Long Live the Queen, I need a stat system so I can evaluate exactly how strong I am and then get lots of checks in here. That's really what I want. You really shouldn't have done that. Please let me go. Throw a punch, immediately break down. Just let me go, please. Time to teach your body a lesson, one that your mind refuses to learn. You feel the bones in your... Oh, no! Oh, why was there a sound effect? You yelp in pain, feeling your arm snap like it was being crushed in a vice. He's not human. He's not human. He's not human. You know what? I don't care anymore. I can now strike. No! For a split second, it all becomes a blur. Suddenly, you feel a sharp pain in your chest. You realize you can't move a muscle. The man throws you over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes and carries you out of the room. You can only see snippets zooming in and out. No one stops the man as he carries your helpless body out of the building and throws it in the back of a black car. You drift out of consciousness. Everything goes dark again. An endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. Oh, okay. Well, we're in a loop. We're stuck in a loop of... What is this thing I'm seeing? Is that my heart? Is that the inside of my eyelids? It's definitely a splotch of blood. And I'm just going to say I'm really happy that the text is over that way, so that my head isn't in the way. I'm just every now and again at crotch height for a character portrait. Suddenly a wet squelch-like sound rings out in your ears. Then your chest explodes with an excruciating ache. Disembodied, you find yourself being slowly entrapped by horrifying dead flesh. Ew! Ew! Hoping this was all a nightmare, the gasp doesn't bring you any comfort, and you quickly realize it's nothing more than a residual instinct. You don't actually breathe in, nor out, and your heart is as still as it was before. What? And your heart still was before. God, I'm bad at reading. Sight comes back to you as the somewhat familiar surroundings of an underground room come into focus. Well, we've been staked, we've been brought somewhere, and this dude is not interested in our nonsense. So I think I'm gonna stop it here. We're gonna move on and do a full let's play of this. Why not? I've got a real interest in how this story plays out and what happens with the Coteries of New York. And hopefully I will be able to stream it. So if you want to do that, go and follow me on twitch.tv/gamingftl, which is where I do the live streams. But until then, you should subscribe for more vampire goodness. Goodbye.